Hello everyone, this is Kirti Mehta and we were discussing about how you can make your effective resume. So we discussed list your strongest skill last time. So today we'll discuss about characteristics of a successful CV. So what are the things that we should take care of and what we can do to highlight your CV and what is the important aspect, right? So very first part, your CV should be easy to read and understand. If there is something where we have to take a lot of pain and we have to think a lot many times what has been written, then the employer will lost interest ultimately. Do not go for the flourish language that you only understand. Do not, it's not required at all. So do not write such complicated words, such complicated sentences. It should be visually powerful. So don't go for the pattern or the format which is outdated in these days. So as I've told you in the previous videos also, that there are number of websites, there are number of applications that provide us free access where we can build our very effective resume. You just can go for that, and focus on skills is the key, right? Try to enhance your skill set and you just need to highlight that, right? So you have to clearly define what is your job related experiences. Again, we have discussed this point already, that what kind of experience you have with that job profile which matches the job profile. You need to clearly define that, right? So your CV should not be 5, 6, 7 pages long. It is not required. Do not overcrowd your CV. Do not mention the unnecessary things which are not even required, which you have complete no relation with. If you like singing in 10th standard and now you don't have any connection with the music, then you don't need to mention that singing is my hobby, because you absolutely have no relation with that. So you don't have to write your entire life history or life story. Just be concise, stay to the point, and you're writing your CV just to get the job, right? So you write those things which will help you to get that job. Focus on that. So make this thing your priority, and then your CV part will be sorted. So successful CV writing, again, there are some tips that your language should be grammatically correct, right? If you are making some sort of tense mistakes, there are some prepositions, article mistakes, then you're just going to screw up your entire CV, right? So we have to be really correct, we really sound with the grammatical knowledge. Your spellings should be really correct, and it should be professional looking. As I've told you, there are a number of websites, so you don't have to make your CV very flowery and lots of borders and outlinings are there, especially for the girls, because they like such kind of decorative things. Do not decorate the things, do not decorate the CV part. It should be very professional looking, a formal style, right? So margins should be present at both sides and bottoms, and you can just don't do a lot of experimentation with the fonts and with the kinds of size and underlinings and etc. Okay, you just can add on a little bit of bold and italic effect and a bit of underlining where it's required, where it's necessary. Otherwise, do not go for your first line is of different size, second is of different, and you are creating a kind of a circus on your resume or different shades of the fonts. So it's not required at all. So keep these are very basic, but still we people do mistake at such basic things also, so we have to be really cautious about that. Keep it simple, right? So very few tips we are going to share here, so keep it simple. By simple, I don't mean like don't just write it down on the plain sheet of paper, your name and your qualification, your experience, and just you're done with the resume. By simple means that you have to make your resume stand out. Your resume should able to catch the attention of the employer, because then employer has to shuffle the hundreds and thousands of resume in a day. So your resume should have that X factor which will compel them to look forward to you, what kind of person you are, and your resume should be crisp, concise, and to the point. That's it. You have to frame your resume in a way and it will just do the trick. That's it. So you do mention the relevant details and relevant facts, right? So if you are an experienced candidate, then what is your immediate past experience that matters the most, because you've already done a job, right? So if you've skipped some of your qualification part, which is of your high school, your 12th grading, if you don't mention that, then it is okay, it's not required, right? If you're a fresher, then you need to mention your grades. Obviously, if it's above 75 only, then you'll be able to mention that part. If you're having grades which is below 75, below 60, don't mention if you're scoring 30, 40, 50, say, percentages, right? Make sure that you only mention things that highlight activities that will project you as a stronger candidate for that particular job, right? Don't highlight the activities or the things that you have done in past which have no relation with that current or future job, right? So upgrade your CV regularly, it is really important. And you have to develop a new skill set, or whatever you have undertaken fresh or latest course or any kind of professional activity you participated in should feature that thing in your CV, right? You should mention that part on your CV. And keep your contact address always updated, because a number of times it happens, if you're mentioning the old contact address, then chances are if they're trying to reach out to you, then it does not, give you kind of professional look, and how will they are going to connect you. Change your resume if you move to a new address, or change your phone, mobile, or email address. One more thing as well, do not write your nicknames as your email IDs or something like that. So make a professional email ID and only then attach it to your resume. I have seen a lot of resume of people, of the students, where they have mentioned their nicknames or such kind of slangs in their email IDs. It just gave me the clear idea that they just don't have that professionalism in their call. So I would not call them again for the interview, right? So you need to keep that things very clearly in your mind. So this, again, it is very important to attach a cover letter. Cover letter is a must. It's like biscuits with tea, a very good example. It's like icing on the cake. So it's like a lace of the shoe. So everything which complements, so resume is always be complemented with the cover letter, because cover letter has that kind of attraction part. Nobody, not everybody makes a cover letter, and that's the highlighting part in itself, because you are taking out the time, you're taking out the effort to build a cover letter to be attached to a well-structured resume. It will highlight or enhance your chances of selection to a greater extent, right? So it's really important that you attach a cover letter. While a resume does all the talking, attached cover letter focuses on your suitability for that particular job. And cover letter should be more tailor made for a particular job, as we have already know that you have to make a new cover letter for a new job, because it has a lot of things which can be personalized or customized only. So we'll be discussing about the format of a cover letter in the next video. So today we've discussed what are the things we need to focus on while we are writing our resume. So you have to be really concise and to the point. It is the only key that matters, because if you're making a resume of 4, 5, 6 pages, nobody is going to read them, and obviously you just have irrelevant information if you're making such a big long resume, right? So it is not required. I hope you did like this video, and it will be helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.